This is Eryri, a breathtaking part of North Wales that draws visitors in their millions. But this wild landscape can also hold dangers.
It's all loose here.
And when things go wrong, the busiest network of rescue agencies in the country must come together.
We found this female.
Saving lives.
How did I get down there?
In a landscape like no other.
That's a proper job there.
Multi-agency response is usually one where there's a lot of dynamics going on, a lot of things need organising, a lot of things need sorting out.
Is it coming?
Windy.
Communication and teamwork are at the heart of how Eryri's rescuers collaborate.
If you could just follow just behind us.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
There really is this sense of connection and community between all of these agencies. We start to train together and come up with ideas of how best to use our tools and our skills.
And in the rare event of a major incident, the teams must work hand in hand, sometimes in unpredictable situations.
You can't always be sure what you're dealing with. Acting quickly can quite often make the difference between somebody surviving an incident or not.
Hello, please. Hi, it's firefighters. Can I let you know of an incident, please? We've got a gas explosion on a boat. Whereabouts?
A gas canister has exploded, setting fire to a boat in Porth Penrhyn near Bangor, a busy harbour close to shops and homes. Members of the public call 999, and North Wales Fire and Rescue take the lead.
When it popped up on the screen, I read explosion, fire, and I thought to myself, oh, this is a pretty good exercise. And then my phone rang, and that's when I realised, yeah, this is for real. As the incident commander, the things that are going through my mind are the fire engine to deal with the fire. I'm very much aware that there's other boats in the area, there's lots of people in the area as well.
Emergency teams from across North Wales are scrambled. Police are called in to cordon off the scene.
Responding to major incidents can be extremely chaotic. We did see people make into the area to observe what was going on, to film it. That certainly caused us some issues at the scene.
A man who was on the boat has suffered serious burns, so the ambulance are called in. And Bangor Coastguard are deployed.
Coastguard, good afternoon.
To keep everyone safe while they're working so close to the harbour side.
Due to the hazardous area, they'll basically be on standby in case somebody goes in the water and needs rescue.
Within minutes, the emergency teams are all on scene.
Sometimes you'll have dozens of people running around. Trying to make sense of those scenes is really, really difficult.
They start working out exactly what's happened.
Big fire must have had a proper blast, mustn't it?
Explosions in the marinas do not happen that often, but there are serious consequences.
"76-year-old skipper David was renovating his boat when the explosion happened.
It's been in the yard for 10 years, been virtually abandoned. I made the mistake of not changing the original gas pipe, and over the time the gas had leaked out. In the morning I'd put a new bottle of gas on it and forgot to turn it off, and I pressed the ignite button. A big blue wall of gas came towards me, and the next thing was I was engulfed in flames.
Cradur di Hayley big time na. Wyneb y gyd, burns.
With such major burns, the air ambulance are called in.
The air ambulance in Wales, we'll be there in the next 10 minutes.
I could feel my hair was all singed off and didn't notice my arms, the skin was hanging down at that time.
The helicopter will take David directly to the nearest burns unit near Liverpool.
The burns had gone so deep that it was stopping the blood supply to my fingers, and there was a chance of me losing my hand.
But things aren't over at the harbour. There's a very real risk of a second explosion, so it's vital crews get the blaze under control.
Some of the vessels there are large and have got really big fuel tanks. The risk of those exploding was of real concern.
We have an aerial ladder platform at our disposal. Called on that pretty sharpish, that got there, and that really did the trick to be able to get the water in from above.
As you can see, we're still pumping away on there.
Everyone's still on high alert.
Obviously, the smoke's gone down, fire's gone out, but there's some real hot spots in there.
We could use our expertise to help the fire service to identify areas in the boats where gas canisters would be. So it does help to have knowledge of boats in these situations.
The police drone unit is called in to help.
A few cylinders as well, the back of that. The police drone's been really helpful. That's up there at the moment, like a colleague with them. They're going to have a bit of a deeper dive into it to get the heat from that, see if we need to cool it any more.
The biggest thing that we could do for them is to see where some of the hot spots were with a thermal camera.
I was able to utilise that to give me the eye in the sky to help me direct the crews to pinpoint where we needed that water to be.
They were actually able to find a hot spot near the front of the boat on the bow, which the fire service hadn't seen, so it was very effective for that.
With the situation now under control, the crews on scene can finally relax.
This is one of those excellent examples of bringing so many emergency services together very, very quickly into one place just to do everything they do extremely well.
So working between us was able to work out why was the front of it hotter than the back of it. What were we getting?
It just makes it so much easier because actually we've got that level of trust and understanding already, which goes a long way.
The expertise, the knowledge that they bring to the table, absolutely fantastic. Couldn't have asked for a better bunch of people to work with.
And after multiple skin grafts and more than a month in hospital, David was finally able to return home.
I was lucky to escape all this, yeah. It takes a long time for all burns to heal and scarring to go down. But I'm still here, yeah.
Major incidents in busy places pose unique challenges, but often teams face the opposite problem and must pull together for rescues in really remote spots.
Cross-country mountain biking is very popular in Eryri. There's something for everyone. You can go a lot further than you can if you're hiking or walking or running.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
But if you have an accident in that situation, that poses a really difficult challenge for rescue teams to be able to access you.
Dyffryn ar Dydwy in southern Eryri. It's only a few miles from the tourist hotspots on the coast, But with its sparsely populated farmland, crisscrossed by streams and waterfalls, it feels like a different world.
Two people out on bikes. Yep. One's fallen and badly injured her knee.
56-year-old Caroline was on a May bank holiday bike ride with her husband when the accident happened, more than 2 kilometres from the nearest road. South Snowdonia Search and Rescue are called out.
It's probably straight on because that's the way you descend normally.
With them is team doctor Hayley.
It's quite divoty.
Who is herself a keen mountain biker.
Mountain rescue were called because the casualty was quite far into a mountainous area. This is the end of the Pont Skeffin mountain biking route, so that's what they must have been doing. And it's very difficult, actually. It was all completely off-road for a few kilometres. I don't know if a potentially broken knee will tolerate this. There's no way that an ambulance or any sort of normal vehicle would have been able to drive anywhere near that casualty.
I was always into outdoors, and when I met Frank, he was into mountain biking, so it was a good combination.
The plan that day was to actually just explore a trail that we'd never done on bikes before.
It was rough ground, there was rocks, and it was like a drover's path.
There was a couple of times where I went ahead so I could take some pictures of Caroline. The final time I went forward to take some more shots, as I turned round, that's when I seen her fall. The way she was screaming, seeing the sheep in the other field scattering because she's frightening them.
Excruciating pain, I just never forget that.
The distance we was from anywhere easy to get to starts to sink in then. I realised that we need help.
The rescue team access a farmer's track to get as close as possible to Caroline. But they have to do the last half kilometre on foot.
I went right over, my whole weight went on my knee. It's just here.
Oh. She'd fallen off the bike and landed on a rock onto her right knee. So her knee had taken most of the impact. So does anything else hurt?
No, nothing.
Just this knee?
Yes. It just felt like stiff. And then when I tried to get up, the pain went down here. But it's very painful. I haven't put my foot on the ground.
OK. When do you think it happened, roughly?
It's about 2:30.
About 2:30? Right, so we're nearly 3 hours later now.
It's not...
That's about in the middle here. Yeah, that's where it's sore, isn't it? It's clearly quite bruised at the front here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you straighten it at all?
I've tried.
Without helping your hands?
Without your hands.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's OK.
I don't think I can straighten it.
I'd say that there's tenderness of the tibial plateau, which is the top of the big bone in your leg that sits here and your kneecap sits on top of it, OK? So sometimes you can get a break. That area, if you land on it, is quite prone to cracking. I could tell almost immediately that's what had happened. Given how painful and swollen it is and you're tender exactly there and can't put any weight on it, I'd be a bit suspicious of that at the moment.
Yeah.
The rescue team rallies more volunteers to help carry her down in a stretcher.
In all likelihood, we'll put it in a splint and stretcher you off.
Yeah.
It's a couple of kilometres down there. Well, you know, you came up it. But that's all right.
Split back, take the tags off.
I was just blown away by how many people were there.
Can you get over?
What's that leg?
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, it's OK. She'd managed her pain well, but the issue for us is knowing that we need to get her out of there.
If it's too much, we've got some gas and air.
And to do that, we're going to have to move that leg.
I'm going to support it as you go, OK?
There we go. Right, you're in the middle, mate.
All right.
Yes, thank you. Volunteers are coming out, and the worst thing for me was a bank holiday Monday to get them out from their families.
Sorry to get you all out. Oh, not at all. We like coming out.
The team have a special off-road wheel to help them get the stretcher over the rough terrain to the Land Rover.
You're pretty fancy, doesn't it? It does. It's like being on the bike. Beat dance.
It just leaves the problem of how to get Caroline's bike back off the hill. Luckily, one of the volunteers is ready to step up.
One of the mountain rescuers, he was a biker, so he went on my bike to get that down, and Frankie went with him.
He enjoyed the ride because it was right up his street.
We did hear afterwards that one of the two might have fallen off their mountain bike on the descent.
And watch your head, please. Oh, sorry.
I'm quite tough, and he stopped and he said, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was a dented pride more than anything."
Nice one, chaps.
With everyone safely off the hill,
Lower yourself in with the door.
Frankie takes Caroline to get her knee assessed in hospital.
Right, shall I close it?
Yeah, have you got the belt? OK.
Caroline was in contact with me afterwards, and she said that I'd been spot on. It was a tibial plateau fracture of the knee. They'd confirmed that by x-rays. It's actually quite pleasing to know that my medical assessment was correct.
At the time, didn't realise it was such a serious break, but I'm very, very lucky. If it wasn't for mountain rescue, I would have probably needed an operation. I'll certainly be fundraising for them in the future. It's so important. We don't realise until something happens.
Space 707.
Good evening, it's Phil Bangor from the Fawr Rescue Team. Hi, your job 1237.
Handling one rescue at a time is challenging enough. But when multiple jobs happen at once, it's vital the teams can call on volunteers with a wide range of skills.
And to do a flare and winch if possible.
From a young age as a child, I was always outside. I couldn't sit still in a classroom. It's the one thing I knew I was never going to be able to do is work in an office.
Yeah, Roger, that's polling on the system just above Halfway House.
I've long recognised that there are people who can go up and down mountains much faster than me, so I tend to be just in the base, and I think I can contribute from there.
Steve and Phil bring their different strengths to their roles as Llanberis mountain rescue volunteers. It's the busiest team in the UK, and only getting busier.
The most rescues personally that I've been on a day is about 4, walking up and down Llanberis Path with a stretcher, back to back, literally dropping casualties off at the Land Rover, walking back up. The pressure's building, definitely.
We are actively looking for another purpose-built base that we would like to move into in the next few years. What we have at the moment does the job, but we've outgrown it.
It's a Saturday evening, and the call for help comes in.
Hello, police emergency.
I'm stuck with my 83-year-old father on a mountain in Snowdonia. Not managed to get down in time. Feeling dizzy.
Paul and his 83-year-old father Dennis are lost somewhere on Glyder Fawr. Darkness has fallen and the weather is deteriorating.
The wind was really strong. I think it was around 50 to 60 miles an hour. The visibility was pretty poor.
There's an 83-year-old and a 44-year-old son.
They've been out for most of the day, now gone 9 o'clock at night. The 83-year-old was feeling dizzy and weak.
Yeah, Perispace, yeah, Roger, that's copied, understood. Perispace. Sorry, Pete. Yeah.
I wanted to do something for the last few years with my dad. I felt like it would be a good time for us to be able to bond.
But after around 8 hours on the hill, they realise they're in trouble.
My dad was starting to fatigue. His knees were starting to go.
We got to a point where there was a sheer face of rock and there was obviously no way down. So at that point, obviously we'd gone wrong somewhere.
So we stopped and we made the call that we should try and phone 999. It took about 10 minutes before I managed to get any phone signal to be able to do that.
Given Dennis's age and the stormy weather, Mountain Rescue urgently need to find them.
Got a second incident just developing. Perispace.
But there's a problem.
Yeah, I've only got 6 people out for these 2 stickers on Coastguard as well, so...
A number of the team are already busy on another call-out.
4-point anchor.
We were dealing with an incident on Coastguard, a young couple off from the middle of the ridge.
All call signs, all call signs.
I think it was a first date.
Good.
It wouldn't be my choice for a first date, I don't think.
It means there aren't enough available volunteers to go out searching for Paul and Dennis. So for now, Coordinator Phil gets to work.
Please call this number when you get this message.
Trying to establish exactly where they're lost.
No, I've tried ringing and I've sent both phone finds and neither has been delivered.
They sent a link that would have given the exact location of where we were, but we had no phone signal, so I couldn't actually open the link.
Where have they set off from, Ogwen?
Ogwen, they've come over into Fawr.
We just had a description from the son. He could see a lake and he could see a river and he was trying to locate himself in relation to Snowdon.
Which tends me to think that they're closer to the miner's track, because if you're round in the coombe you won't see cattle, but otherwise you should see cattle.
We have to go back to the older detective works. That is where experience and knowing your mountain really, really comes into play.
Because the 400-metre contour puts him reasonably in the boggy ground, the back of Cwmffynnon.
Phil's an excellent coordinator. He's hugely, hugely experienced.
Well, only if he's come down sort of Heather Gully.
You start with to put pieces of the puzzle together where you then come up with a solution in as quick a time as possible.
I've got my best estimate of where he might be.
But he doesn't have a rescue team to deploy. They're still busy on the earlier job.
Hello, Paul, how are you?
So he puts a call for help out to neighbouring teams.
If you could muster anybody who would be available to have a search to go in from sort of Pennygurid and see what you can see.
We now work together really, really well, simply because we are busy teams and therefore we depend on each other.
Then Phil has another idea, which could make the search go much faster.
One really, really good resource we have is the rescue helicopter.
My thoughts are, is to see if 936 can fly into the back. To actually locate these 2 guys, that would be immensely helpful. If you could let me know when you've got everybody back in the vehicle.
Back on the ground, Steve and the team are finally back from the disastrous date rescue. But there's no time for a break.
That was only an estimation of where they're... Okay. It's not a Sala.
It's not a Sala.
We go back.
They're straight back out to look for the missing father and son.
Coming off that rescue and then going straight into another rescue means that you're already tired.
Response, but I'm assuming he doesn't sound injured. Is it just tired? Tired.
So there's an element of fitness that's required.
It was starting to get cold because we were exposed.
If Phil's hunch about their location is wrong, the team could be in for a long night. So it's a relief when volunteers from Ogwen and Aberglaslyn Mountain Rescue arrive as backup.
How you doing? Long time no see.
Yeah.
It means some of the Llanberis volunteers on standby at base can finally get a break.
Yeah. Come on, go home, get some rest.
His legs have gone now, so he'll probably need a stretcher evacuation.
It's not long before some good news comes in.
You don't see that light over there? They do look miles away.
We have visual contact with headlights.
They have visual on the lights at that grid I gave you.
Phil's expert local knowledge has led both the helicopter and the mountain rescue team directly to where Paul and Dennis are stranded.
It was the right call to call for help. I think on their own they wouldn't have made their way back out. It was tricky terrain to navigate and it is tiring. Dennis was already in a position of fatigue. In fact, I think he was asleep when we got to him. So, yeah, he definitely had enough of walking that day.
What woke me up was the helicopter landing, and it was one awful noise. And somebody was shining a torch in my face asking me what my name was.
Felt very relieved. At one point, it did feel like we might not be getting off that mountain that evening.
Mountain rescue, you don't need to go to hospital, do you? No. Yeah, you're fine, okay. Just a bit tired, yeah?
And after checking 83-year-old Dennis over,
He said if we go slow, we can probably make him over there just on our shoulders. So. Yeah.
they head to the waiting helicopter, which is ready to fly them back to safer ground.
So we're going to shoulder the cabin seat and walk into the helicopter.
Paul and Dennis have been out on the mountain for 12 hours, and their rescuers have been on the go for 7. But they're all now safely on their way back to base.
An update, everybody's out of the aircraft, the winchman's just taking some details.
Oh, great, yes, of course.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, well, right.
The rescues that we go on are demanding, but we can cope with that.
Adventure. You got something memorable last week. You said we wanted a memorable last week.
Well.
All I can say is thank you so much for what you do on a day-to-day basis. Not just us, but for anyone that's been in this situation.
Forever be grateful for what they did.
It's always nice when a cunning plan comes together.
Thank you, guys.
All that out can get done in the morning.
People like Phil are brilliant at deciphering where people are, which makes a big difference.
See us. See you guys. Behave.
To go up and down a mountain 2 or 3 times in an afternoon requires people who are young, strong and fit. Therefore, to have that blend of people within a team is really, really important. That makes a good team.